C2E2 was such a waste of fucking time. Jesus Christ. Well, let's see what I've been missing over the last few weeks, huh? Let's see here. Catalina sent me more nudes. Mercedes sent me more nudes. Oh, Jesus. That's what I get for having porn stars follow me on Twitter. Oh, what's this? Oh, ain't this a bitch? How you doing? My name is Aaron Alexander, and this is what I have for you today. Well, sorry for the long waits, but I know it's been a few weeks, but I was busy with C2E2 and turned out it was a bust, so I'm just finally getting back to my normal schedule here, so I figure it's time to talk about C2E2. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, maybe not, because the glorious horn can only mean one thing. We have an incoming failboat, folks. The old FAS has been blaring the last few weeks. First Shia LaBeouf, then United Airlines, and then, of course, a whole bunch of colorful people. I mean, including a certain personality with 3 kids, but, well, we've had a bumper crop full of lol cows in the last few weeks, but it's pretty hard to decide what to pick for this time out, but luckily, we got the old manifest here so we can see what Captain Ahab brought to us. So let's check it out. Oh boy. You know, I really wanted to avoid talking about her because as a gamer, I mean, she brings like really bad fifis, you know, ugh. But luckily, she is relevant because this is the only time, I hope, I'm ever going to talk about her. So, the name on that manifest today is the one, the only, Jack Thompson with tits, Anita Sarkeesian. To make sure that I don't talk about her again, I'm going to go in depth with this video. We're going start to finish, total research here, so fair warning, this video will be Stefan Molyneux length here. We're talking a long video. However, if it happens to be the case, I got timestamps right here in the video description, so you can skip around at your very leisure. So, without further ado, let's go! To get an accurate profile of Anita Sarkeesian, or at least to find out what makes her tick, we need to do a short history lesson on her. Anita Sarkeesian was born in 1983 in Ontario, Canada.
Our friends from up north, eh? A boot?
Spags or flags.
There's a moose loose about the who's.
Fuck off, you Hoosier. Hey,
what's that about?
Oh,
Jesus.
It's a fake fucking accent.
Get out
You
of
can
here.
hardly
Come on,
tell.
Come on.
Before 2007, there hasn't been much about Anita Sarkeesian, except for a high school photo and a picture that she likes to parade around in her talks of her playing Super NES with a buddy of hers back in 1992. That redheaded buddy of hers looks a little familiar. I'll elaborate further on that later. She has 2 degrees. One is a bachelor's in communications from the California State University at Northridge, and her master's of social and political thought from York University in Toronto. Oh, brilliant! So we have another idiot with an underwater basket weaving degree. Jesus Christ. It seems to be a pattern with people like this, right? People with worthless degrees thinking they know everything. I wonder what the hell she did to put her through college. I'm sure strippers out of the question, and I can't imagine seeing her jocking a register at Starbucks.
Hi, my name is Anita Sarkeesian. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and my website is neonandchrome.com. And I just want to let you all know how amazing Alex's teleseminar secrets was. It really motivated me to get my own business started. In my current day job, I saw how teleseminars could change the face of your business and make a lot of money, but I didn't really understand how it worked. And I'm only 23, and I've already started my own business promoting teleseminars for small businesses around me, and it's really made a huge impact on my life.
Ah, so that's what put you through college, Anita. Hey, have no shame in it. We all had to do some stupid shit for money, especially learning how to be a con artist. And pray tell, that's exactly who she is. Apparently, if Anita is to believe, she's a lifelong gamer. She loves video games. But this video that surfaced says otherwise.
It's a soundtrack of one song, except I'm doing video games. So it's not exactly a fandom. I'm not a fan of video games. I actually had to learn a lot about video games in the process of making this. And also, video games, like, I would love to play video games, but I don't want to go around shooting people and ripping off their heads, and it's just gross. So, hence, this is my response to that.
Oh, and by the way, remember this point. It's going to be useful when I talk about her gaming footage later. So, to portray herself as a legit gamer, she rewrote her backstory, and in every talk, she gave this spiel.
I've been playing video games since I was about 5 years old. This is a photo of me at age 10 playing Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. So I've been playing games for quite a while. And in addition to being a lot of fun to play, games have lots of positive benefits as well.
So you add that bogus story, a douchey hack, and 7,000 gullible Kickstarter backers later, Tropes vs. Women was born. This next segment, we're going to go episode by episode, picking apart the bullshit that she spews from each of them. Now, I'm not going to go word for word through her video. I mean, I don't want to sit through it front to back. I'd probably shoot myself after one episode. What I will do is skip to the cringiest parts of her videos and give you some little snide commentary about it. So this next segment is something I'd like to call the Tropes vs. Women Hall of Cringe.
Wow, she's beautiful. What am I doing?
And yes, that is cheesy saxophone music playing to make sure it's crystal clear that she is now an object of desire, even while in suspended animation.
So, Anita, you're saying that most gamers are furries, right? God damn, Anita. What kind of sick mind do you have? Get some help.
The game's hero Jumpman was tasked with rescuing a damsel named the Lady after she's carried off by a giant ape. In later versions, she's renamed Pauline.
You know what's funny about this accusation? She mentions King Kong in a previous segment, and now she conveniently ignores it. Liam Neeson will explain what Donkey Kong is in the simplest terms.
It's a homage, you stupid.
For the rest of that 3-part episode, she keeps whining about the damsel in distress and how it reinforces some patriarchal construct, not to mention committing a king's ransom full of logical fallacies. Obviously, she doesn't realize, if she can bother to ever read into this, that all these stories from time immemorial centers around the hero's journey. Maybe, Anita, if you read that concept sometime, you can understand that not all these damsel in distress stories is part of some patriarchal conspiracy. I swear to God, you should be wearing a goddamn tinfoil hat. So what else you got for me?
Let's begin our examination of this trope by traveling back in time to 1980 and the creation of one of the most famous characters in the history of gaming. Initially called Pac-Man in Japan, the name was later changed to Pac-Man when the game hit arcades in the United States. Incidentally, Toru Iwatani, the creator of Pac-Man, has stated in numerous interviews that the game was designed to appeal to women because, and I'm not kidding about this, he said, "When you think about things women like, you think about fashion, or fortune-telling, or food, or dating boyfriends. So I decided to theme the game around eating. After eating dinner, women like to have dessert."
So what are you trying to say, Anita? You don't like dessert, huh? No cannolis, no ice cream, no chocolate cake? God, you must be a fun date. Hell, I almost feel sorry for Hackintosh for dating your schoolmarmish ass. And by the way, are you trying to assume that there's 83 fucking genders? Are you trying to identify as a fucking fire truck?
The bow, the makeup, the long eyelashes are all specific stylistic choices. They're all part of our culture's visual vocabulary, intended to convey information about gender to the viewer. Game designers use these stereotypical attributes as a sort of shorthand to quickly identify a given character as female. Childlike hair decorations are by far the most frequent accessory used for this purpose. It's standard practice for creators to just put a bow on top of anthropomorphized animals or personified objects in order to communicate that a character is not male.
So how are we supposed to know the character is female, Anita, huh? And by the way, who are you to judge on people's accessory choices, huh? For all you know, that character might like wearing bows. I mean, come on, not every female character can be Brienne of Tarth.
But our society currently assigns a very specific, socially constructed, and strictly enforced meaning to that piece of fabric. It's a symbol that conveys the concept of female, and invokes the idea of girlhood.
Oh goddamn, Anita, are we doing this non sequitur bullshit again? Now people, are you starting to realize a pattern with her videos?
However, when designers choose to use the Ms. Male character trope and its associated visual stereotypes to specifically distinguish female characters from the rest of the cast in a fictional context, it has a few negative consequences. One repercussion of constantly relying on feminizing signifiers for character design is that it tends to reinforce a strict binary form of gender expression. The gender binary is an entirely artificial and socially constructed division of male and female into two distinctly separate and opposing classes of human being.
The preceding argument has the same weight as the black supremacist "we was kangs and shit." And guess what? Just like that theory, it's also full of shit. As with the first video, she keeps plodding along with the same old arguments and doing a little finger wagging in the process. I swear to God, it's starting to sound like one of those Jesus freak videos. And notice this, the hypocrisy here. Didn't your progressive buddies do this same trope, huh? After 2 videos, it was at this point I decided to call it quits. What you see with Anita Sarkeesian's videos is it's full of cringe, full of logical fallacies, and a lot of finger wagging. It got to the point where I had 2 choices. Either commit seppuku or drink a champagne flute of bleach. Now, I know I promised you an in-depth look at all the cringe from all 13 episodes of her series. So, in an effort to preserve my sanity, I decided to do the remaining 11 episodes in lightning round format. How dare you use a woman being brutalized to establish a villainous character? What, will it make you feel better if he was brutalizing cats and dogs? Yeah, PETA would be happy about that, would they? So Anita, a positive female character in your eyes is only a handful of pixels, huh? Don't tell me you're trying to promote this game because you're friends with the damn developer. How dare you expect a woman to be affectionate for you after saving her from certain doom? God, Anita, is there any such thing as joy in your life? Huh? Ladies of the sisterhood, hear me! Unless men stop dressing up in trench coats and wear slingshot bikinis to show their hairy asses, we cannot show our ample badonkadonks. These brutish men need to avert their eyes whenever we grace the room with our presence. They should be honored that we're around to even bother with them. Stupid man babies. And while on the subject, we should be dressing like these empowered women in Saudi Arabia. I guess Anita read into Linda Sarsour as well, didn't she? Women are badly animated is because game designers are sexist, instead of some game designers being lazy. Like some we already know. Why most women in video games don't have the same body mass as Therazane from World of Warcraft? I feel so triggered! My body positivity! Just pass me the gravy, the ice cream, the stuffing, the pie, the brownies, the cake, and... Women with psychological issues and nasty attitudes are empowering. It is sexist of you to not pay attention to women with mental shortcomings. Hey Anita, ever heard of the saying, never stick your dick in crazy? They were talking about people like you. We was not only kings and shit, we was also queens and shit. Ugh, stupid ass race card. I take it, Anita, that you've never seen Kick-Ass. For all you know, these two could be childhood buddies that decided to go out into the city and beat the living crap out of some bad guys. For example, maybe there should be a comic where me and my best friend dress up in awesome costumes and go out and kick some Antifa ass. They should actually make a comic book like that. Imagine the Netflix series. That would be huge. Let's hop in the old Wayback Machine for a second. You remember back in episode 3, I mentioned this? How about GDC 2014, in which GDC basically kissed the ass, fawned, groveled, and licked the boots of Anita Sarkeesian. They gave her an ambassadorship award, which in my opinion was a mix of a participation trophy and a we kiss your ass award, okay? Well, I was only scratching the surface, because Anita Sarkeesian played the victim card so hard that the legacy media granted her an interview, more specifically ABC. ABC gave her airtime to air her grievances at her critics, saying that they were sending her death threats, driving her from her home, etc., etc. You know, the usual shirking violent act that progressives like to put on. Mind you of anybody? And it gets better. They filmed her being escorted by school security for a talk she had at a college. That's another problem that I have, especially with our college system these days. They give a progressive like Anita Sarkeesian fucking security to rival a goddamn nuclear missile silo for imagined threats, yet when Milo Yiannopoulos and Ann Coulter are facing actual threats by Antifa, they don't even get some idiot with a goddamn cap gun. Her victim points also gave her a segment on the Colbert Report. And to no surprise to anyone, Mr. Propaganda with Punchlines got cucked. You want to know what the problem is with Stephen Colbert? Well, I'm gonna let Mr. Fist explain.
I am Nostradamus. Do you believe? I am Nostradamus.
For the cherry on top of this shit sundae, even the toothless tiger organization known as the United Nations decided to invite Anita Sarkeesian to cry and bitch and whine about online harassment. Oh, by the way, guess who else tagged along with her? Oh, someday I would like to see you on the failboat, sweetheart. Oh, I would enjoy tearing you apart bit by bit. Another thing that gets a bug up my ass, and I'm sure other gamers will agree with me as well, is that if you claim to be a gamer, you would actually play the games yourself and experience it firsthand, and then make a logical conclusion of it. But of course, since we've already established Anita Sarkeesian is not a gamer, well, she needed some material to prove her point. So what does she do? She rips off other people's Let's Play footage, especially the footage that comes from a fellow YouTuber by the name of CubeX55, otherwise known as the World of Long Plays. About 4 years ago, a blogger by the name of Visor, sorry if I butchered your name, busted Anita Sarkeesian for stealing Let's Play footage. So, why does it matter? Well, this leads on to my next point. Where did all this goddamn money go for her Kickstarter? Obviously, if you're doing a research on video games, you would, I don't know, buy those goddamn video games? So, let's play a little game of follow the money, starting off at Anita Sarkeesian's Kickstarter. Now, her Kickstarter had about 7,000 backers and raised about $160,000. That's a pretty big chunk of change. Now have a look at this infographic right here and see how the Kickstarter funds were spaced out. Notice the biggest chunk of the Kickstarter money went to salary and wages. So we're talking about, I would guesstimate about $80,000, maybe $70,000, okay? Sorry, my math's a little weird because it's late at night here. So, you take away from taxes and fees, and of course a bunch of other garbage, but I want you to take a look at this number, the 4%, backer awards. Of course, there's been reports that a lot of people didn't get their backer awards when they were supposed to. And of course, Anita and her clan needed more money.
Like those of you who realize that the Lord wants you to give generously into his church.
Amen.
Don't ask no questions. Don't ask how come, why come the pastor have to have him a nice house? Why come pastor got to have a nice car? Don't ask. I said don't ask. I said don't ask. No questions. Just give the money. Brother Deacon, get the collection plate around on that side. Nigga, get it around on that side.
So, what did she do? Well, the problem with Kickstarter is you cannot use your business as a charity. It's supposed to be for your business. If you want to do it for charity, do a GoFundMe or what have you. To solve this problem, in 2014, Anita Sarkeesian registered Feminist Frequency as a 501c3 non-profit organization. So what in pray tell is a 501c3? Well, it falls under Title 26 of the United States Tax Code and is under the IRS code as tax exempt. To qualify as a 501c3, you have to be either a religious, charitable, scientific, literary, or educational organization, or if you're public safety testing, doing amateur sports, or you're trying to prevent cruelty to animals or children. Now, pay attention to this entry because this is very important. Under a 501c3, you cannot get politically involved or intervene in elections to public office. Under the Internal Revenue Code, all Section 501c3 organizations are absolutely prohibited from directly or indirectly in participating or intervening in any political campaign on behalf or in opposition to any candidate for elective public office. Which is exactly what Anita Sarkeesian did. Habitually. The next couple videos I'm going to show to you comes from a fellow YouTuber by the name of Warcorpse666. I will have a link to his channel and the videos in the video description. Now, he made a couple videos giving 2 examples to our knowledge that Anita Sarkeesian's Feminist Frequency has violated 501c3 law. This video was dropped almost a year ago, so let's watch.
One of the things that 501c3s are forbidden from doing is acting like a for-profit enterprise. And that is exactly what she's doing. Ordinary Women, which was produced under the banner of said charity, is now offering items based on their movie for profit. Ordinary Women digital soundtrack, $20. Defiant 5 postcard pack, $10. Ordinary Women movie poster, which is 16 by 24 inches, $85. Outgoing voicemail, where Anita Sarkeesian will record your choice of one of 3 outgoing voicemails, in which she is basically an actress whoring herself out, letting you know that Kevin can't answer the phone right now because he's too busy smashing the patriarchy. But unlike an actress who is actually doing it for a profit, for money, and will pay said taxes on it, she's going to charge $250 and try to pay no taxes on it. Well, I'm sorry, sweetheart. This is literally, there is no reason why you do this other than fucking a for-profit enterprise.
By the way, I'm sorry I totally forgot about the for-profit prohibition of the 501c3 law here. But anyway, that was strike 1. Here's strike 2. This is the one that I was talking about earlier. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to keep track of the 501c3 violations that Anita and her transsexual Igor friend over there. God, couldn't you get some fucking plastic surgery, dear? Jesus. I'm going to keep track of all the violations using this little tally right up here.
We're a media organization. You know,
No, you are not a media organization. If you were a media organization, I wouldn't be making this video. You are a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization. You're not a media organization. If you were, you'd have to pay these pesky things called taxes.
We're what? We're an organization that is concerned with the impact that media has on our perceptions of the world, of each other, of politics.
You can't take a political stance. It says right in the complaint form for violation of 501c3, this is one of the things you can't be doing.
Everything. Yeah. And I think in the wake of Trump's election, it's still to even say those words.
Well, next time encourage more people to vote.
I can't handle the president-elect.
No.
Well, now he's president, bitch.
I mean, there's been a moment that I think for a lot of people has kind of crystallized how the media can work to normalize individuals' attitudes that really we should resist ever viewing as normal.
Like what? But again, you can't be speaking out against President Trump. It is specifically forbidden for a 501c3 to speak for or against a candidate. You are aware of the rules. Now, I could say whatever the fuck I want about Trump, but I didn't take Warcorpse as a charity.
Yeah, and I think
the Young Turks can say whatever the fuck they want about Trump, but they're paying their taxes. You guys, because Anita's a greedy bitch, didn't bother. You didn't want to pay taxes on it. But with that comes the rule that you cannot take a political stance.
I think the thing that most clearly has communicated that and been
get to the point, you ugly twat.
Awareness-raising moment for a lot of people is the cover of People magazine, right? Where it's just this image of, People magazine, we all know they're in the business of kind of selling feel-good human interest stories. That's part.
No, they're in the business of selling magazines.
Part of what people,
celebrity,
yes,
culture, nonsense.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
But
get a better camera too.
Last month, they had a story written by one of their writers about how Trump had sexually harassed her. The current...
Okay, why didn't she report it?
Current, cover is a very dignified-looking image of Trump. It clear.
Jesus Christ, I don't take this long to get to the point, and I got fucking Ashburgers.
Ever there was a time in American history, well, maybe not, one of the times in American history when the sort of vaunted, peaceful transition of power should be, I think, met with resistance and rage.
Wait. This sounds a little familiar, kids. Isn't this the exact MO of Antifa? Poll, please look into these two idiots. But that statement, in and of itself, is a violation, blatant violation of the 501c3 organization law. But you get the idea. When you add all of this up, feminist frequency is nothing more than a social justice equivalent of a megachurch, and Anita Sarkeesian is simply a storefront preacher with gypsy earrings. The weird part is, as this video was in production, two things has happened. Now, originally, I was going to call this video, Bye-Bye Anita, but unfortunately, Anita Sarkeesian has started another series. This one is entitled The Freak Show, spelled F-R-E-Q. Take a look at her shirt there. She's got some fucking nerve, doesn't she? After slogging on video games for the better part of 5 years, now she's gonna come around saying, "How you doing, fellow gamers?" Stop pandering, you hoe. Ugh. The second development that has come up is a tweet has recently surfaced that Wally Sarkeesian, Anita's father, has donated some money to Donald Trump's campaign. It seems to be a pattern with these women that fall into progressivism and SJW garbage and feminism. Maybe there's some latent daddy issues here. Or there's a possibility that there could maybe a little bit of daddy issues, but that when she got into college, she was mind-fucked. Just like Moldylocks did. It gives me a great fear that some of these colleges, they're not just for education anymore, they're for indoctrination. But how you slice it, Anita Sarkeesian and her ilk has really fucked over the gaming industry and has drawn huge rifts within the gaming community. However, there is one unresolved question to all of this. Who in pray tell is Anita's gaming buddy? Now, I want to consider that this photo was taken around the Ontario area. Now, in a close look, you can see she's got red hair, she's got pale features, a little bit of a distinctive face. Hold on. Let me test a theory. Now I get it! No wonder Anita Sarkeesian wants to destroy the gaming industry. She hasn't gotten over the fact that back in 1992, Liana Kerzner kicked her ass in Street Fighter. She has what we call Hadouken-related trauma. Everyone knows you can't beat Ryu with Chun-Li. How stupid can you be, Anita? You can't do that! Well, actually, I was kidding about that. That really wasn't Liana. She confirmed it with me herself. However, she is working on a little project that is similar to Tropes vs. Women, except there's tits, there's facts, there's cats, and then there's no finger wagging, no man-hating, and no social justice bullshit. And unlike Anita Sarkeesian, she's actually legit. She's been playing games a lot longer before I have. Hell, she's been doing it long before I was born. The link to her Lady Bits Kickstarter, as well as her YouTube channel, will be right in the video description, so please, I implore you, check her out. I think she is very knowledgeable, and I think she can do a lot to help heal the rift that's going on in the gaming community, because it really needs that right now. A little programming note here. I was going to have a C2E2 video for you, but unfortunately, I did not get enough footage. And as you can imagine, from the beginning of this video, the event for me was a bust. However, there is a video clip that I want to show you. So, to close out this video, I'm going to show you that clip. It's really hilarious. I think you'll find it funny. So, with that said, that's all I have for you for right now. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye. Apparently, Deadpool is working on his 2020 campaign early. How can you explain starting your campaign so damn early?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change everything that Donald Trump's trying to do. See, we're gonna build a wall against DC, and it's gonna have a lot of dick pics. The biggest dick pics you've ever seen, okay? And my running mate is Cable. But you know what? He's a loser. He's not here right now, and that's okay, because we're still gonna win. I mean, chimichangas for everybody. Our national bird is gonna be a unicorn. It's gonna be huge. You know, vote for me, November 27th, 2017.
Well, one question, sir.
Yes.
How can you explain Mark Waid's hit piece on you earlier?
You know, you're gonna have to talk to my VP about that. I have no comment.
Yeah, I heard. What? Oh, damn it! Political violence! Political violence! Political violence!